What's up, everybody? Josh and Jay back with the America is Blue podcast. I don't know if London is blue anymore. I think it's black and white now. At least West London is. It's an absolute shit show. Everything sucks. Panic, panic, panic. And God damn it, Graham Potter. He can walk to the top of fuck off mountain and jump right off the top. Nothing is going right for us right now. Joao Felix, fantastic job today. I don't know what else to say. I think I might have usurped the first word from you, Jay, but I'm not exactly in my right mind. I will apologize because it's your right to the first word around here. Go ahead and put some sprinkles on top of the shit Sunday that I just presented for everybody.
I just want to know, how much of this is going to be enough for the board and Todd Bowley to make a decision. It's one thing to have balls and stick to your guns when apparently to everybody else there's some fundamentally wrong things that are happening here, and it starts at the top. And it's another thing when you don't have the balls to go ahead and have decisive action because you've come out and said, listen, we don't want to be the club of old. We don't want to be just in and out of managers. We want continuity. But at some point you just have to realize, let's stop fucking around. This guy he's not right for this club. He's not a good manager. He is trash. Get rid of him. Figure out something for the rest of the season so that we can save face to some degree and then restart. I just don't know what it's going to take.
I mean, there's no way we're competing for Europe in any way. We're the worst team in the Premier League, literally, since he took over. And the worst is not okay or bad. The worst is the worst. And there have been a ton of injuries. And I want to go back to a point you made one or two casts ago. What the hell is going on in the training room? Bad luck is bad luck. But having 12 guys on the shelf, what are we doing? What exercises do they need to stop doing? Maybe it's jumping jacks. I don't know what the hell is going on over there. We're dropping like flies everywhere. It's pathetic. This is the worst I've seen it. Graham Potter is clueless. It's easy to pile on right now because it's easy. And it's easy because everybody can see it. It's so evident in every possible way. The press conference again. Just clueless.
We're suffering. We're suffering. Oh, poop. Dude. He's just got to stop with the shit, the platitudes and the garbage. He just keeps on trying to say the right thing to come off as nice and to make it not hurt anybody's feelings. Dude, he's not that guy. He's not the guy. He will never be the manager of a big club in this world and be successful. He may be the right type of guy to go to a place like a Brighton where you may bring in really young, inexperienced guys where there is no expectations and they need the type of coddling, and then maybe they can overperform. But the truth is, why the fuck are we ever trying to emulate Brighton? Why is this our goal? Brighton had, 7 games of good form prior to the World Cup where they've looked good, and that's what turned the tide so that we brought this clown in? They have not been consistently good since they've been brought up to the Premier League. They've had runs of form where they haven't been able to get a goal in the net. What does that remind you of right now? We've won 1 game out of the last 9. In this spell, since he's been on, we've had 2 runs of 3 losses in a row. We forget about competing against the teams that we're typically used to competing against, dude. We can't beat fucking anybody.
Well, we haven't been able to score goals for years. When's the last time that you felt good about the team we marched out and that we were just going to be putting balls in the back of the net? You haven't seen it because it hasn't been there. We haven't had a real striker. We haven't had real, genuine, sustained attack in a long time.
Sure.
We haven't gone out feeling good about ourselves, chest out, in 3, 4, 5 years. I genuinely am starting to lose track now. And yeah, I'm a little caught in the moment right now because it's so bad. But the fact of the matter is, we didn't lay a marker down at any time. We were second best in the first half. Oh, thought it was quite even after the first half. And then, yeah, we got back on terms. Thank God. And I started feeling maybe I'll be wrong. maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe Jay will be right. And when we talk later on today, AKA now, I'll be the one who said, you know what, Jay, I'm glad I was wrong. But of course, I have to be less wrong than you because I had the draw, and we're fucking even more miserable. Like, it's just, it continues to pile on, and it's so hard to sustain a straight face knowing the amount of money we've spent on this team and the talent that's still available to us. It's absolutely, completely blowing my mind how much of a shithole we're in right now.
So I'm going to touch up on one thing you said, like, as far as just disappointment and no threat in the attack. I think we saw today, we had a 23-year-old João Felix who's been with the team, a night? We got to see an over-the-hill Willian on Fulham. And just the disparity in talent and knowing what the fuck you're supposed to do when the fuck you're supposed to do it is so vast between even what we just saw on the field today between, again, an old Willian with old legs and a young João Felix who has no idea what's going on with this club and everything we have thrown out there recently. The gulf in class is tremendous. And it's not that we have bad players or that maybe we've made terrible decisions. We have guys who've regressed. We have guys who don't know how to play well together. And it's fucking, dude, it's embarrassing.
Willie bossed us around. Willie bossed us around. Yeah. He was like, I know what to do. I know how to expose this. I know how to play my game. And of course, he's the one that scores. Of course, has to be him. And it was a deserved goal. We were outclassed by Fulham at Craven Cottage. And João Felix, yeah, you know what? He looked good. He was out there doing his thing. Who ninja jump silver kick somebody in the middle of the midfield? There's no danger. We're finally back on terms, and you're doing Bruce Lee kung fu shit while somebody else is at the touchline. Like, I just don't understand any of the decisions that were made and what these guys are doing. And it's just so utterly disappointing.
You know, I want to start off at the top real quick. I want to get back to the thing with João Felix and focus in on it. But from the very jump, the second that I saw the lineup get put out, when you decide to go three in the back, typically it's either that's your system and that's your defined system, like an Antonio Conte. Like, he always wants to play that way. And he's going to get the right guys in to go ahead and be able to execute it. It's either that's your style of play, or you generally go into that formation because it's much more of a defensive posture and you want to play with width. That's the main reason why you do that. You're sacrificing things moving forward in order to be able to defend, keep balls out of the net. Why on God's green fucking earth is that the decision that we're making going into a game against Fulham without their talisman and best striker? The guy who scored a third of their goals and who played a single high. Generally speaking, we had two or three guys that were marking their one attacker the entire game. Why do we need three guys back there? So from the very jump here, the decision to go out with the formation we did and with the players that we did was off, right? And we just keep saying this. He makes these decisions. He puts these guys out there. And, dude, if you and I can see it, we've been fans of this sport and of this team where we've been closely and intricately following this for, about a decade. How does it feel for guys who have been playing this game since they've been in diapers? And they're seeing these decisions be made. There's no confidence. There's no confidence to be like, man, we're not even set up right from the jump, let alone any of the decisions that are going to be made to change shape, to change personnel, to change tactics, to motivate us as the game is going on. It's just the guy is fucking null and void. So I wanted to start off with something there. To refocus a little bit with João Felix, I thought he was great. I really did. I thought, again, the finishing left something to be desired. It's his first game. But just the liveliness. This is what we've been begging for. Somebody direct, somebody who's not a pussy, somebody who's not afraid to pull the trigger and say, you know what, fuck it. Even if I'm a little bit out of position, I have an opening. I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to shoot. He hit probably more shots on goal and more shots toward net today than Kai Havertz has in the last 6 games. So was the red card and his decision to do that, it sucked. It completely turned the tide of the game. But
he was trying to do the right thing. His heart was in
he's
the
putting
right
in the
place.
effort.
He's
No.
trying to make a play.
He was just putting the effort. Like the guy was being ambitious. Dude, he's like a million other ambitious young bucks who go in hard, try to pull out right before,
and there
are severe consequences to that decision.
End up with a red card.
And there are severe consequences. So it sucks. And I was out for a bunch of games. It was a poor decision at the time, but at least I was seeing a guy who's like, he wanted it. He wanted to show what he could do. Where is that in Mason Mount? Where is that in Kai Havertz? Where is that in any of these dudes, beside a handful of them? There's maybe 3 or 4 guys today who actually deserve to wear the brand on the shirt. And that's it. It's just, it's fucking embarrassing.
It really is. I just can't believe that we're at this status right now. Again, I will repeat this, since Graham Potter took over, we are the worst team in the Premier League. And it can't just be injuries. You can give me that if you're at Forest. You can give me that
exactly
if you're somewhere else. If you were at Brighton and you lost everybody, a Cucurella, a McAllister, a Trossard, then yeah, sure. They're not supposed to do those things. The resources that we have, the money that we've invested, it's true. It's going to put you into a different category of expectation. He has completely not lived up to anything. And anybody who can seriously now look me straight in the eye and be like, oh, well, the bloke didn't have a preseason. He hasn't had a chance to bring his own players. I mean, I don't care. But you know what? You know what the best thing that we rolled out today was? The socks. I fucking love those. I mean, like, they look good. I was like, oh, shit. Are they wearing the blue? Oh, they got the navy blue socks with the little blue in between. I was really feeling that. Like when
the fact that that's what's pumping you up, dude, isn't that a telling sign of the current state of affairs? That you're getting wood over a pair of socks.
That's the number one thing I thought about fucking today. I was like, oh, look at those. They look good.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I mean, outside of, I thought Carney Chukwuemeka looked really good when he came on. He showed some things. Lewis Hall made some mistakes, but again, he continues to be positive and contribute. He's a guy who you can see want it. João Felix was really good. Zakaria, before he got hurt, was good. Kova was relatively reliable. I'd say pretty much everybody else on that field. Thiago Silva was okay. But Chalobah, a howler. Koulibaly, awful. Azpilicueta just getting worked left and right. Kepa Arrizabalaga. What happened here? So maybe this is who he is, and he just blacked out for a series of about 6 games, and was just a ninja out there. Dude, he's the worst. How do you, indecisive again, not controlling his box, taking steps out of position, Chalobah misses it, boom, second goal, we're done. It's just, there's so many fingers to point. We could stay on here for another hour just reaming people out.
I have another admission, and I had to say it too, like, and it's not a knock as much as it is an admission, and like my heart sinking into despair. There were a couple times we were out on the break and the ball gets pushed out to Aspie. I'm like, oh God, here we go. Like,
give the ball right back.
What's he gonna do? What's he gonna do with it? And it like, and all I'm thinking about is like, could you imagine Reece James running onto that ball, kicking it 10 yards ahead of him, outpacing the other guy and just blasting a howler right across the 6-yard box? Like, oh, how nice things were when that was a possibility. It's unbelievable. And it does speak to the fact that we have been decimated, but we should still be doing a whole lot more with the pieces that we have than we are. It's still a class set of guys, and they have to be just standing around being like, what is this putz going to say now? Graham's going to be like, all right, boys, make sure you get a little extra butter on your pancakes, a little bit more syrup come out there. Hey, Graham, did you have your wheat toast? Oh, no butter, thank you. Like, I mean, I can't believe it's not Graham. That's what I'm going to fucking say when that guy is out of here and there's somebody else leading the line.
It can't happen quick enough, man. I cannot wait. I hope I wake up tomorrow morning and I just see it. He gone. He gone. I don't give a shit who they bring in. I don't care who it is. It could be anybody. I promise you. Like, give me just somebody who's got some testicles. Just somebody who can go in and say, you know what, I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to try to make a mark. I'm going to put a system in place, and I'm going to let these guys go out there and do it. I don't think we're a good team in general, right? Like, I don't think we're anywhere near as talented on paper as a lot of the teams in this league, right? And it's a combination of some bad decisions, issues with transfer windows, having to rush into things. Like, there's a litany of reasons as to how we got to where we are. But we still have enough talent on this team to not be sitting where we're sitting on the tables.
You said something interesting. You said rush into things. We did rush into things, and we rushed, and and now
no pun intended.
We're rushing out of things.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. Shout out to Roman Abramovich. Thank you for the capital. Jay, there was no man of the match. There was no nothing. This was just a complete slug and misery fest. But I will tell you, there's light at the end of the tunnel.
What's that?
We have a game on Sunday against Crystal Palace. Another London derby. Can't wait to see what happens. Jay, what is going to excite you about the preview show and the Sunday after show from Palace?
If we continue down the path that we are currently on, nothing. Another cast exactly like this where you and I can rant and rave and lose our fucking minds. It's kind of fun. If we have some news in the interim, all for the sake.
Hopefully,
then I will be excited. There may be something to talk about. Get a competent manager and anybody.
All I want for Christmas in 2023, and it's a big pre-wish, is just get us somebody competent. Let's get things cleaned up. I'm telling you, man, get Europe out of your mind. Get even 7th place Champions League, Europa League out of your mind. We are not going to Europe. We're going to have to take a year off the burner. We're going to have to be Newcastle. We're going to have to get up into the top 4 again, coming out of nowhere, because I think that we are going to finish 10th.
Dude, if Graham Potter stays at the helm, I am legitimately, and not being hyperbolic, I am legitimately concerned that we may be in a relegation battle.
No, I didn't want to go there yet. No,
I'm going there. If we stay with this guy, he does not know his ass from his elbow. If we stay with this guy, we are going to continue to sink, and we are going to continue to lose motivation in the locker room. We're going to destroy the psyche of our young, talented players, the guys who've actually shown a little bit of something. It's going to be an absolute disaster like the fucking Titanic. He needs to go, or else our club is going to be in deep shit. And if we do let this happen, then fuck Todd Boehly on that, dude. You dropped billions of dollars to buy this club. You made this decision. You got rid of Thomas Tuchel. I know that things weren't perfect there, but you at least had a competent manager who could put the right lineup out there, put guys in a position to win. And if they didn't perform exceptionally well, so be it. But at the time that he left, we were pretty goddamn close. We were right on the cusp of the top 4.
I mean, I can't believe we got rid of him. And I was so happy to get him at the time that we did. Like, I couldn't believe that we were able to get Tuchel off the bounce, like, at that time. And I think it was extremely short-sighted to get rid of him. And that's something that we talked about earlier. But, man, we are reaping what we sow right now.
Absolutely. And listen, Graham, good for you, Graham. Take that bushel of cash.
Get the money.
Take your fucking contract. I'm happy for you. You're probably set up the rest of your life. There's going to be a nice exit. By all means, take your settlement. Be out, my friend. Go spend your money. I doubt you're probably going to get hired by another big team ever. I doubt it. You're probably going to go back to the dregs or get a championship team. Maybe you'll bring them back up, but you'll never, ever, ever be somebody who's going to skyrocket and be a real meaningful manager in the sport. So I'm glad you got paid. But thank you. Let's part ways as friends.
Couldn't have said it better myself. My rant probably would have been more profanity laden. So thank you for taking care of that for the boys. Class, all the way, baby. So off work, Jay and I will be back later this week with some follow ups on Crystal Palace and Chelsea. We really do appreciate all the support. Thank you for the listens. Thank you for the downloads. Thank you for the likes. Thank you to all the subscribers out there. We really do appreciate it. Slam this like button if you've listened to us. Always subscribe. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back again. America is blue.